welcome to another episode of Hard Revelation Confessions. Today's show is going to be about how it is living in a pad split. So let's take a walk inside the pad split house. Inside the house, it has 6 rooms and 2 bathrooms, one in the front and one in the back. And also, we have a kitchen that all of the members share in a pad split house. Now we finna head to my room. Each room in the house have a number on top of the door. This is my living space, and this is how my pad split room look like. Back in 2007, after I finished high school, I still was at home with my parents. While I was at home with my parents, I didn't go to college, but I made a way for me to be successful by not being lazy, not playing video games all day, not going out in the street, getting all these women pregnant, having all these baby mamas. I conducted myself as a good man, as an intelligent man, by going out there, finding me a job, making something of myself. And since I was staying home with my parents, I got me a job. I help out with the bills. I help out with the rent. And while I was there, you know, home with my parents, I found religion. I was praying to God, you know, for a wife, for a good woman. And while I was in church, God, He sent me a good woman, and I fell in love with her. And we eventually got married. But when we was married, around in our 20s. So eventually, I left my parents' home and I moved in with her parents. So we was married about like 2 years, and the marriage didn't work out. And eventually, I had to go back home. I had to stay with my parents for a while. And basically, the reason why I had to go back home and stay with my parents because just like all other kids or adults, is too expensive. Some of us can't really stay on our own. So we need that help and stuff because some of these jobs not paying you enough. Saying to stay on your own. It don't matter if you make minimum wage. It don't matter if you make full time money. It still isn't enough to stay on your own. So while I was at home, I didn't have my room. I basically had to stay in the living room. I had my little mattress, my little TV, and all my belongings inside the living room. And through that time, I didn't have my privacy, but I was a grown man. So eventually, I had to, get out on my own and try to find me a place where I can lay my head under. My father, he told me, he said, "Won't you go get a room?" And I said, "A room?" So basically, I was doing my research on the internet while I was on my laptop, and this ad came up. It was called Pad Split. Pad Split is affordable housing for a affordable price. Since I was single at that time, since I didn't have any kids, I said, hey, this is easy. I'm going to give this a shot. So I did some more research on Pad Split, and I found out, you know, you you pay $149 every week. So when you get a Pad Split room, you pay every week. You know what I'm saying? And inside the house, you have bathrooms. You don't have to pay for electricity. You don't have to pay for internet. And also, we have a washer and dryer. So it's very affordable, for anybody to live in. So I gave Passplay a shot and I called the number. And before you get a room, you have to make up a account on the internet. And Passplay is a really big affordable housing program, and they have many locations where you can rent out a room. So I picked out a room, and I called Pad Split, and I had to put down a $50 deposit, and they checked my background. I came out clean, and on the next day I was able to move in my room. When you become a Pad Split member, you have a online account where you can pay your rent, and also you can see who stay in your Pad Split house. When I applied for Pad Split affordable housing, the place that I picked to stay is over here by Mason Turner Drive, and right up the street from here is the Ashby train station. So in this area, if you're hungry, you need to get you something to eat. Around this area, it's a lot of corner stores. Also, it's a lot of places to eat. Also, right up the street from where I stay, we have a neighborhood grocery store. We have a Walmart right up the street from Mason Turner Road where I stay. Staying in Asheville for 6 years. Um, Throughout the time I stayed there, I'm saying, I kept myself, I mind my business, and also some of the people that you move in the house with, some bring their own problems, they bring their own baggage in the house. And also the house has rules and regulations. It's like you must clean up after yourself. You can't have no guests, and also you have to respect your roommates. Some of these people, they don't even respect their roommates. Some of the stuff that you endure in that household is people eating your food. People don't work. People sit around.
This train is bound for Edgewood Kenmore Park Station.
People break the rules. And also they bring their own drummer, they bring their own baggage there. And some of these people, you know, they're straight from jail, they drug users, they don't respect nobody, and they don't respect themselves because how they carry themselves. So this environment really not a safe environment to stay in while you're living in a Pad Split rooming affordable housing. It's really not a safe environment. But I thank God every day for protecting me, for guiding me, plan on continue to save my money so I can move out and get my own place.